Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we are working on the 911T. Yep, 2.4. It's not going to be will it run yet. I am actually 4 weeks behind on this build, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start knocking out the body work first. I got to replace some sheet metal, rockers. I'll show you around the car in a second, but yes, it needs some sheet metal work. That's the most important thing I gotta get done first, and then I'm going to go into the motor. This car's been sitting for 30 years. So it's been sitting a long time, and the owner wants to get it back on the road now. So I'm gonna go ahead now and show you the car. So this was her first Porsche. It's a 1973 911T. She bought it back in the, I believe it was the early 90s. And it's been sitting, I believe, since like 2000. And they started to do some work on it. They had some things happen in their life, and the car was put on hold. But now I'm actually going to get this car back on the road for her so she can actually enjoy it. So let me show you the issues. So the rockers are rotted at the bottom, both sides. Hopefully the inners are okay. I think the inners are okay because this car really is pretty solid. Does need this replaced up here. This isn't a big deal. This is down here, it's all surface rust. It's really not that pitted or anything like that. Battery boxes are actually pretty decent still. It's a little nightmarish down there, but we have all the parts for that, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Up here is going to be a little tricky. There it starts to get pitted and stuff like that. We do have a new front piece that's going to get put on, but I got to see how well this metal is here, because I'm gonna have to add some metal to that, and got a little rot there, and I'll have to fix that also. Come around to this side, it's pretty much the same thing, a little worse than the other side, but it's just gonna be a little time consuming making the parts for it. Up here is all pretty good till you get here. I've done these before 1,000 times and they're fine, so that's easy to fix. We got the, I don't know what you call them. They bolt defenders. Yeah, that's what you call it. And it's a little rotted down there. I gotta scrape all this sound deadening out. Or not sound deadening, I'm sorry. It is the schuts. That is all going to get scraped out. So we can see what's actually hiding behind there. So we come down here. You see this is the worst rocker here. Come over here. See? It's got a lot of play in it, and I was just looking at this, and this quarter was replaced one time, or section of it. You see here, it's all smooth. Come up here, you see where they tack welded it. So I'm gonna have to strip all that down and see what's going on. I don't think I'm gonna have to replace the quarter, but I will fix what they didn't do properly. Yep, so inside there, looks pretty decent, nothing too concerning, and the doors are actually pretty good. One little spot right here, but that's nothing major. Might need a door skin because it's up here. I'm not gonna be able to fix that because it's thin. So I gotta see what we can do. Of course, you got this here. That's all rotted up here. Yeah, it sucks. Even the back pieces are going too. That come down. I don't think you really see right now, but you will when I get into a little bit more. So I might have to source a door or something like that. But these doors shuts awesome. Love it. All right, so we got all that down. Come back here. So far, everything seems good. Eventually, I'm gonna have to pull these windows out. That might be okay. I'll know further when I get into it. I'll put this car up in the air. I gotta take a look underneath. I believe we already have this side is new, so I'll be able to put that on. I'm probably gonna tell her to order that one too. Just looking at it further in the daylight. And come down here. Now this quarter, that one's solid, won't wiggle. So this door seems to be okay. This does have some surface rust, but I think I can work with that. Some pitting, maybe not. Yeah, oh yeah. It's rotted up here. So, see all that? But I have to get a door there too. Okay. So that's 2 doors. We got the rockers. I'll take those off and see what it looks like behind there. And you can see this here. This quarter has never been messed with, as I can tell right now. It's actually pretty good. So, yeah. We got down in here, it's all good. So, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is work on the rockers. Got a lot of grinding to do. Yep. So let me go ahead and dig into this car, and don't have my tripod set up yet, so because I broke it, and just bring it all in. So let me set everything up and get to work, because I'm already 4 weeks behind. All right, guys. So I'm actually going to start on a driver's side rocker. So these are the rockers that that she gave me, and they're in pretty good shape. They're probably original Porsche rockers too. So, because she said she got them a long time ago. And so we're gonna start with this one. I'm actually going to, what I do is I leave the doors on. That way I can line my gaps up. So I'm not guessing. So I leave the doors on, and that's how I do my gaps. So I'm going to cut that rocker off, and then we're going to check out the inner rocker and see what that looks like. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut mine just right about here. I'm just going to cut it, and then I'm going to cut along here. I'm going to cut that down there, and then same at the bottom. And then I'm going to go through and grind down the spot welds. It's a little bit easier that way, I believe. That's what I did in the past, and that's what I'm going to keep doing because it actually works for me. So let's get this rocker cut open. All right, so I got the rocker cut off. The inner rocker actually looks pretty decent right now, but I'm going to strip all that undercoating off on there. And that cup there looks pretty good. I just got to trim that back. Eventually I have to take the door off to get in there and stuff like that. But over here, remember when I was pulling on this and you can see it like flexing? Watch up in here, it's like rotted out. And I don't know why they got these screws here. So I don't know if they replaced this inner one at one time. I don't know, but I don't know if you can see that on camera. You see the whole thing just move. Literally all the way up to here. It's moving when I pull on it. Let me see if I can get closer. That whole thing's moving. So I don't know what these guys did last time when they worked on this, but I'm gonna have to get a new door jamb. Yep. So and I gotta look on that quarter and see what it looks like. I'll have to strip that down. But yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to get a quarter section. They sell them, come down here, and they go over. So call her up and tell her she's gonna need that. But yep, it's getting there. And you can see how bad that was. I mean, that was gone. So, but let me start trimming this up. I'm gonna grab the other rocker and I'm gonna pop that on there, see what I got. And then I gotta start drawing out all these spot welds. So I see a bunch of them. So I'm just gonna drill them all the way through because I'm actually going to, am I gonna drill them all the way through? What did I do last time? No, I'm just gonna get my spot weld cutter and cut them out, and then I'm gonna weld them in this way. That's what I did on mine. That's what I did on the other one. So, and that's what I'm gonna do on this one. In there. Or is that the kid? Yeah, there's some stuff in there. I gotta cut that open too. I don't know if you guys can see that in there. That's all gone. So, yep, I'm gonna have to cut that off and see what we got going on in there. But you can see the thing they worked on it. They had some Bondo. Look how thick that Bondo was. That's literally a 1/4 inch thick of Bondo. Unbelievable. But people didn't care about the cars back then, I guess. But all right, so we know what we got to do now, so let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what I did. All right, guys, so now you can see it moving a lot more, and all I did was cut here and here, and it just broke it loose. So I just got to cut that area right there, and I got to go under here more. But this thing's got a lot of Bondo hidden under it. So, yep, so let me get that cut off, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, you can see there's a lot of body filler on this. I'm just cutting through another 1/4 inch of body filler. This shit's getting all over the place. So, all right, let me keep cutting. All right, guys, so it's day 2 on this 73 911T, and I got it up on the lift. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna try and scrape some of this crap off of here. It's a little tight. I wanna get this fender support off, and I want to start getting my spot welds out from underneath. And I'm going to see if I can get my borescope and take a look inside that inner rocker. I'm just curious. So let me get this stuff cleaned up and everything, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so my favorite scraper isn't a match for this thing. So I had to bring out the wild porcupine over there with the 20,000 RPMs, or I'm sorry, 200,000 RPMs. So that, after about 15 minutes, I was able to get it all through. So I'm gonna hit all these spot welds now, and also down along the bottom. I'm gonna hit them with the spot weld grinder, and also up top, I am actually going to drill through all of those because I am actually going to weld coming through on the other side. So it'll be nice and clean on the inside. Less body work. So, yep. And then I'm gonna get the rest of that kidney taken out, and that jack plate is also going to come off. Then I don't have to drill any holes because the holes are already there. As you can see there, and there. There's holes so I can put my borescope in there. And actually just looking through right now, actually looks really clean in there. So I don't know if you can see that, but up top in there is clean. Up top in there is clean. And that looks clean up in there too. So I don't see any rust surface. So, but anyway, I'm still gonna put my borescope in there and take a look. But in the meantime, like I said, let me knock these spot welds out. All right, guys, I don't know what was going on here. When I was grinding it down, I seen this weld. I was like, huh, that's different. All the way down, and it was over top the factory sheen seal. So, that's how it is. Never seen that before. So, I did get the fender support off. Now I'm gonna clean it up with a little grinder and go over to the rocker. All right, so what I do is I get my little spot weld grinder. I hit all the spot welds, you grind it down. Then I come along with the air chisel and I gently start peeling this back. So, and that's basically all I do. So it's a lot quicker. You gotta be careful, you know, because you can poke a hole right into the metal. So let me get going and concentrate on this. I gotta get it done. All right, guys, so this is a dirty mess. So I got some things taken off. Moving along. Nothing's really breaking my balls, but I keep running into some problems and stuff like that. So let me show you what I did so far, and show you what I'm gonna do. All right, so I have, let me grab my light. So you can see I removed the kidney. So we got to get that whole structural piece there. I think that would be our best bet. And because we'll give you all down there too. So I think that's going to be the best bet there. I took all that off down there. You can see that part of the lower inner rocker is rotted. So get a better angle under here, and that's what I'm working with. So I guess I'm gonna have to put some of that inner rocker on there. I'm gonna remove this plate here for the jack. and we're gonna look to see what behind door number 4 here. So so far it seems like the rest of the inner rocker is pretty sound. I'm going to eventually cut off this quarter panel soon so I can get more access so I can clean all that crap up. But yeah, looks like I'm gonna be digging into that. But I might just cut a hole. I have to show you. I might just, once I take this off, I'm probably gonna access it up in here. That way I can peek down there. Because if not, I'll pull my bore scope out and pop it in them holes. But I don't think the inside is rotted or messed up, because I'd have more issues. So we'll take a gander and see what happens. But let me get some more crap going. Like I said, I'm going to take that jack plate off now, and we're going to go from there. All right, so I drilled my spot welds out on the top all the way down. They're so easy to see. And then also on where are we at here? Hold on a second, guys. And also on the back side, all the way down. So with that said, now I'm going to try and get that channel out that I have all the way down. So like I always do, use the air hammer very gently, a couple bursts, and it'll just move on down. So I'll put the car up in the air a little bit where it's level enough for me to work on. All right, so let's do a quick recap of today. I was able to get the fender support off, grounded it down. I'm gonna put that cup here because it has some rust. I'm not gonna do the full thing. I'm probably gonna cut it right where they did up here and come down. See how bad this is here once I clean that up a little bit more. And because I'm gonna get rid of that. I mean, I really just need that much. I'm gonna cut little and look on the inside, see how much rust is on the inside, and that's where I'm going to determine how far out I'm going to go. I was able to get the whole channel off. As you can see, I drilled up on the top and on the bottom. That's how I did it before. Bottom's done. The jack support, I got to play with that a little bit more. I believe this inner structural piece does come up to here. I have to look on the website and see what the piece that's coming in, which hopefully it does because it's mangled all the way over there. This part of the rocker I am going to cut because it's rotted underneath. Don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing or not, because I'm going to try to leave as much metal as I can that's original. Like I said, the whole quarter is going to go, so I got to start taking some measurements where that goes, the door striker and the post, so when I put the new one on, it'll be pretty much in the same location. So with that said, here's all the mangled metal that I took off. This was the kidney, what was left of it. You see that was gone. And this was the jack support shield and the inner fender. So I need the antenna bracket. I gotta take that off before I trash this stuff. So, yep. So all that work today for that little bit, it took me about 4 hours to do. I got other projects that I'm doing, so I'm splitting the days up doing them, pretty much caught up. And so I will see you guys tomorrow, and I believe I'm going to tackle that up there, get that going, take some measurements on the striker, and I'm probably going to cut this out tomorrow and weld that up tomorrow. So we're going to start doing some welding tomorrow. Well, see you in the morning. All right, so yesterday I was able to get all that undercoating off, except around in between the strut and sway bar link. So I actually had to drop the whole suspension to finish that up. This section is getting replaced right here. That's going to get replaced. I had to fix that. No big deal. So what I am actually going to work on today is I'm actually going to fix this today. So I gotta play with that and get that fixed, and then fix that there and fix that right there. So that's today's project, and let me get to work. I got some of my old sheet metal from another Porsche I did. This is a back seat section. So it already has a bend in it, so I think it might work out pretty good. So let me get going. All right, so this is what I have here. This metal is actually still good. I'm happy because it saves me a lot of time and aggravation making that curve and indentation and all that stuff there. So everything is solid behind here. Extremely happy with that. It took me third try. I actually got it perfect, just like that. That was my first try. I was planning on doing with the curved, and when I cut that out, I was like, metal's still good. So yeah, still good metal in there. That was my second one. I came up to narrow down here. So, and then third time's the charm. So I got it. Well, I'm gonna go to lunch now, and when I come back, I am going to weld that in. Yes, and then we'll move on to something else. All right, guys, so I got my weld-through primer on here. After I get this welded up and all that stuff, I'm actually going to put the spray in here. It's for like inside inner frame chassis and stuff like that. It undercoats everything and helps protect it. Even if there's rust on it, it actually starts to neutralize the rust. Any kind of surface rust or deep rust will stop it. So I like to do that on everything. You can put it directly on paint and stuff like that, and it actually helps out. So I'm gonna put my magnet on here and get welding away. Okay, so that's all done. This is all going to get undercoated, so I'm not worried about getting that corner all that great. It's as good as it's going to get. I really can't get my grinder in there. So it is what it had before. That's what it has now. So it's 1,000 times better. And tomorrow I will tackle that piece down there. Actually Monday, today's Friday. So this is all I'm going to do for today. Like I said, I got multiple projects I'm doing at the same time. This and my Camaro. So I had to put the quarter panel on the Camaro and in the wheel well and stuff. So I'm bouncing back and forth, splitting the day. So all right, I'll see you guys on Monday. All right, guys, so it's another day, and I don't know, it's like 4 or 5. I'm losing count here. So we already got this all stripped down. I gotta take the wheel back off. So we got some rust right here. I'm gonna show it to you, and we're gonna take care of that today. So you can see here, it's actually kind of soft right in here because it's kind of rotted away pretty good right there. It's got some of the old fender support in there. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna cut out probably like this here. I'm gonna keep as much of the original metal on here. The piece does come with one big piece that comes on here, but we're not gonna use all that. There's no reason to. Just use what you need. Once I open that up, I'm gonna feel and look on the inside and see if there's any rust. If there is, then I'm gonna go bigger. So just to let you know. So once I get that welded up, we're gonna weld the fender support up, and then I'm actually going to drop the suspension today, and because I got more grinding to do over here. And being the suspension's down, I'm gonna go over to the other side, but not today, and grind all that away. So, but today I'm just gonna take care of this and weld the fender support on. And then hopefully one day next week, everything will be down to the metal, and then I can put some epoxy primer on this thing. So, and hopefully by the end of the week, all this stuff will come in, the quarter and everything else. So, I mean, I do have the rockers, but I need the quarter, and I'm waiting for that inner structural piece there, which again, I'm only going to use what I need. I'm not going to replace the whole thing because there's no reason to. Only cut out what you need. Try to leave as much original metal as you can. So here's the fender supports. It does need both sides, and they're actually Porsche parts. So I just got to figure out which side's what, which ain't too hard to do. Then you go on 2 ways, the right way and the wrong way, but I'll show you. All right, guys, so this is going to be the right side. It's the wrong way. It don't even fit on there right. You see, it just doesn't fit, and it doesn't even line up with the old spot welds. Plus, how you tell is the bolts go in on the inside of the fender this way, and the speed nuts are the wrong way. So, put that one right in there. Boom. This fits nice and snug on there. Fits real nice. Just got to massage that tip up there so that goes on there. And if you see the spot welds, boom. Trying to do this with 2 hands is a little hard. So, but speed nuts go that way, back of them are that way. So that's how you know you got it in the right spot. So let me get the cutting and get this thing knocked out. All right, guys, so I got where I want to cut it. I want to get close here. I want to go up here a little bit more, just because. I mean, I can go a little lower. I might go a little lower. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to remark it, put it right here. But if I have to, I'm going to go down to here and I'll go up to there. Don't really need to go side by side. So let me cut that open and we'll take a look and see what it looks like. All right, guys, so I stayed within my box and I'm glad I did because it literally had those 2 little holes there. So we're going to patch that up. You can see some dirt in there, which I'm going to get my blow gun and I'm going to blow it that way, because when I take the inner rocker off, then I can clean everything out. And then I'll put some coating in there, you know, clean everything up so it won't rust. But I am amazed that that stuff looks good. Looks real good. I mean, you can see some little surface rust down there. Like I said, I'm going to clean it up. Once I get the inner rocker off, I can definitely get in there and clean the rest of that stuff up. So yeah, let me clean this up, cut that piece out, and we're gonna get moving along pretty quick here. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, guys, I like using this Eastwood rust converter. It works great, especially for stuff like this. I did it on the Camaro. I did it on several other builds. Never had an issue several years later. So I got those little rust bubbles, just surface rust really. So we'll actually convert that into neutralize it. So I wiped it down in there. That's all you really need. But let me weld this up now, and like I said, once I get that off, then I can actually top coat it with this other stuff from Eastwood, and it will work out really good. So there's no issues there. All right, so I cleaned up the metal with my metal cleaner. It's only basically acetone, just wipe the metal down so it's clean. Got my weld through primer drying on that, so then I can put it up on here and weld it. I think I'm going to start soaking these down with some PV Blast, so it will be easier to take apart so nothing breaks. That's what I'm going to do now while I'm waiting for that to dry. All right, guys, and just like that, it's done. Like I said, that fender support's going to go over top of this. Then it's going to get schutzed, so you'll never see any of the slight little imperfections like that there. Not even worried about it. It's nothing. I mean, look what the factory did. So, yep. So let me get some weld-through primer. I got to clean up a little bit more up top, like right in that area right there. I already started here. I'm gonna drop the car down a little bit so I can get that fender support mocked up on there. All right, so I took the stickers off because you don't want them things on there because they will collect moisture and start rusting eventually. So let me go grab my weld-through primer to put it on here. I got the holes punched out that I need. I got it lined up where I want it. I'm gonna actually line it up exactly where the other one was because that's where it belongs. I'm just following the little marks that I did when I cut the spot welds out. So let me get the weld-through primer and weld, and put this together. All right, so weld-through primer is on, and now I gotta let it dry. It'll take about 15 minutes to fully dry with the temperatures that we're at. So I got a little help with the heater that I just turned on, so hopefully we can speed that up. So I'll be back in a minute, or for you guys a second. All right, so I got 4 tack welds holding the fender support in. You can see that the bolt holes are lining up pretty good. There is a little bit more adjustment in there. The fender, if I push the fender up a little bit, it's fine, and it matches everything else. But this fender's tweaked. It's a tweaker, and also you can't get better than that. That's like spot on. Just need one big washer, I think. But anyway, so we go over here. You got the 8 inches of Bondo lining up with the this rocker here, plus the fender. You know, it's got to be adjusted and stuff. So for what it is, it's good. And the fender is inside the fender. The rocker is inside the fender support where it should be. So let me go ahead and take this off. I'm going to burn this one in, and I'll be right back. Well, there you have it. The fender support wing is on, and shaking the whole car. So that's not going nowhere. It's I guarantee it's a lot more secure than it was when it was in the factory, when the 9-year-olds were using coat hangers. So yeah, looks like I use a coat hanger too, I guess. I don't know. But that is some thin metal, very, very thin. I had to turn my welder down. It was just too hot for that. It was fine for this, but this, I mean, it's like welding 2 soda cans together. It's hard, very hard. So that's gonna end it for tonight and this video. All right, guys, so this is gonna end the video on this one. Like I said, that is some really thin metal. So you gotta be very, very careful when you do it. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere. Look, you can see I'm shaking the car. So it's not, all it does is hold the fender in place. So, but that does get seam sealed and everything else. So seam sealer and schutz and all that stuff will prevent any rust from happening. So, but that's going to end it on this video. So if you like what you're seeing, hit the like and subscribe button, make some comments. If you criticize me, whatever you want to do, you learn. So I will see you guys on part 2 of this build. So on part 2, I should have the quarter panel and the inner structure done. Not done, but the parts should be here. So I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, guys, so that's going to end it for this video. It's been a couple days on this car, maybe 3 days total. This is where I'm at right now. I wanted to drop the suspension, but I had a couple things I had to get done today. I'm not going to work on it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday, I have obligations to my Camaro. I got to get that done. But on Thursday, I'll be back on this. I'm going to drop the whole front suspension down, and I am going to get all the undercoated and schutz, whatever you want to call it, both actually, because they undercoated and schutzed it. First it was schutzed, then it was undercoated by one of the owners, not the previous owner, but owners before them. So I want to make sure I get all that done, all around the pinch welds and stuff like that, because I do have to put a new front on this. As you can see, it's rotted on both sides, and I'm actually going to, these pieces are in the makings of getting delivered to my house, along with the full quarter and the inner structural piece. So that's going to actually be on the next video. So the next video, you can make way for the rockers are going on, inner structure, and the quarter. That'll be in the next video. So that will basically almost complete this side. But in the meantime, I'm also going to, like I said, drop the suspension and clean that stuff up. I'm not going to bore you about me grinding schutz down. I still have to get the little adapter for my tripod. So, but then we have to tackle this. This is going, and I'll show you. The inner structure to the door post is going. So once I get this door up, I'll see how far up it goes. I'll have to dig into that rust and see what it is. I don't know if we're gonna have to replace the whole thing, or I think they just make the cup piece where you can pop the cup piece back on there, but that's a lot more rust and it goes underneath. So I'm gonna get all this alligator stuff off of here because it's horrible, it's nasty, and it sucks grinding it up. But like I said, I already got some WD-40 or PB Blast, I forget what I used. I think I used both actually. So that's done. And like I said, that's gonna end it for this video. So if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe so you can be updated on the new videos coming out on it. Hit the like button if you like it. Leave a comment if you want. But I'm going to get this car done because my goal is to get it done by the end of the summer. That's my goal, get painted and everything. So I got stuff I got to take to the powder coater and all that stuff, and it's going to look good. It's going to look real good. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.